Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Atira binti Muhammad Khairul Anwar. I am from RBA2433B. In this video, my group will be present about a company related to the title, which is Company Practices on Recruitment and Selection. And we choose Mpower by Mestron Energy Stadium Berhad as a guest, and we have interviewed Encik Fazli Mak Rahim as a representative of the company himself. Encik Fazli gave us more information about the company's background, which is Mpower by Mestron Energy Stadium Berhad focuses on renewable energy such as solar energy, biomass energy, and also hydro energy. Encik Fazli Mak Rahim said this company is both investing and also contractors. Other than that, the company has selected a potential facility such as they have been linked and contracted with Jabatan Perairan dan Saliran Negeri Polis. They also invest in a solar system for Jabatan Perairan dan Saliran Negeri Polis rooftop. Mpower by Mestron Energy Stadium Berhad also do contracting as part of their investment. The company's national goal is for net zero carbon by the year 2050. In addition, this company has experienced several staffing organizational challenges throughout the period of the company has been operating. One of them is low productivity from employee turnover. Finding and retaining the right employees for their position is an important component of any organization. Depending on the location, the expense of onboarding and providing a trained workforce, such as this solar installation, can run into the tens of thousands of dollars, causing bottleneck in the process. Aside from keeping company projects running smoothly, any downtime due to workforce loss has a direct impact on the organization's bottom line, and also the people who must respond, such as owner and hiring managers. Furthermore, if they have to replace many skill roles at the same time as they hire, the hiring process will be strained. Next, the company will also experience the inability to recruit the right candidates. Unreasonable expectations, which are many organizations neglect fantastic applicants thinking of acquiring the ideal candidate. Not every candidate who does not meet the job requirements is instantly dismissed. Sometimes the list of job requirements is unreasonable, and Mpower must move quickly through their application flow. Instead of focusing on excellence, look for applicants who could become exceptional employees in the near future by focusing on their strengths rather than their faults. The last staffing organizational challenge is not using technology to simplify the hiring process. Manually screening applications to find applicants with the necessary qualifications and experience to fill their positions may just take them a long time. Today's new and modern technology and artificial intelligence have enabled smooth and quick evolution that can automatically distinguish the good from the bad.
Assalamualaikum. I will explain about human resource planning. First, assess the company's skill set. An assessment of the company's current skill set should be at the top of the list of responsibilities for designing the HR plan. This will assist Mpower in identifying gaps and directing the future efforts. Discover whether the company has the necessary expertise to thrive and confront future business issues. Does the company have to hire new employees? Is training now a top priority? Does the company have to let employees go whose skills are no longer relevant? Second, outline how the company will motivate and retain employees. The company needs the right people to stay on board to take the company further. An HR plan will outline the key strategies to motivate employees and maintain their loyalty. One of the first steps is to be innovative with employee perks, rewards, and compensation. For example, HR plan can clearly address motivational strategies such as profit sharing or short-term rewards. that involve personal or family life such as entertainment vouchers. Third, forecasting labor demand. The HR department can evaluate issues such as promotion, retirement, layoff, and transfers, or anything that affects a company's future needs. The Human Resource Department can also consider external factors influencing labor demand, such as new technologies that may increase or decrease the requirement for employees.
A staffing plan is a strategic planning process by which a company, typically led by the HR team, assess and identify the personnel needs of the organization. In other words, a good staffing plan helps you understand the number and type of employees your organization needs to accomplish its goal. Once you assess your staffing needs, you can outline recommendations for how to address those needs, which might include recruiting and hiring new talent, promoting internally, focusing on training and employees' development, or adding contractors to your staff. This focus and recommendation will help you develop your overall human resource plan for the organization. First, identifying the business goal. The overarching objective of the company must be understood by Mpower before they can begin to plan and make adjustments to their staffing. A strategic business plan often includes a description of this objective. They use this plan to define the business goal and match the personal strategy to those goals. They want to make sure the two plans are in sync, since what they do with the employees will have an impact on company outcome. For the better words, for instance, Mpower has planned to expand their business and may need to reassign current employees to other positions or hire new people to take on those positions. This staffing choice will be influenced by the business plan. Second, determine the current staffing situation. They are aware of the current staffing environment in order to build a staffing strategy. This stage might be rather simple if they have a strong HR database. They will first need to combine all of the personnel information they host from many sources into a single source of truth. Work with the business owner and manager to ensure that the information they have about their human resource is correct and complete. They can evaluate the existing staffing climate and start to get useful insight from the data after they have all of their staffing data in one location. Third, do a gap analysis. They can compare the two reports for gaps once the assessment of existing and project staffing are finished. In other words, consider the current and desired position for their workforce. What contradiction exists? Do they require more employees? Exist any capabilities that the existing staff lack that they will require in the future to achieve the business objective? Observe any discrepancies between the two assessments. Mpower's skills, supply, and demand chart can assist them in determining how many current employees and job hopefuls possess the necessary skill and whether they should hire or educate new employees to acquire those competencies. 4. Make a staffing plan. After finishing Mpower personnel need analysis, they may now create a strategy. Mpower staffing plan may suggest implementing a corporate training program to fill skills gap or creating succession plan to speed up handoff after promotions or retirement. During this process, work with the business leader to create a strategic action plan to address staffing needs that align with the organization's goal, culture, and missions. Job analysis must therefore be viewed in the content of both an organization overall design and the design of individual job, as it is through the design of individual occupation that requirement and benefit are determined. Every stage of hiring process will make use of the information from the job analysis. job analysis function as a support activity for the various functional staffing action in this regard. In fact, the business is severely hindered in its effort to hire a workforce that will be effective in terms of human resource outcomes such as performance, satisfactions, and retention without full and accurate information on job needs or skills. Therefore, the basis for the building effective staffing system is job analysis. Mpower by Mestron Energy Setiam Berhad job analysis is the methodical investigation, research, and documentation of a job obligations, responsibilities, competencies, work environment, and skill requirement. The proportional relevance of the job obligations, responsibilities, and physical and emotional talent must also be determined. A true investigation is required as part of the job analysis approach in order to control the output and successfully accomplish the task. The technique helps Mpower determine what each department needs and what potential hire can bring to the table. It also helps in identifying employment information including the position's title, locations, summary, responsibilities, environment, and dangers that might be present. However, the approach is not restricted to identify only those elements. It also entails figuring out the human requirement for the position. Among these include determining the amount of training, judgment, initiative, leadership, physicality, communications, capacity, responsibility, accountability, emotional trait, and peculiar sensory demand. Depending on the kind, level of seniority, sector, and level of risk associated with a certain work, this variable change. Mpower job analysis involves the gathering and documenting information about the job, including the knowledge and skill needed to perform the job, the duties and responsibilities involved, the education requirement and skill needed, and physical and emotional quality need to perform the job in the most desirable way. The main objective of an employment analysis process are to use this data to assess an employment performance, recognize the value of a certain work, and investigate the training and development requirement of an employee executing that particular job.
Based on the interview that was done to IR Encik Fazil Muhammad Rahim, Managing Partner from Mpower by Mestron Energy Sdn Bhd, he said when they have a vacancy, for example, they recently hired one business development engineer. So firstly, they establish what the business generally requires. As a result, the company requires a person for this role. So the necessity for this role is to be able to tap small-medium firms that are typically managed by Chinese business people, and the ability to talk in Mandarin, Cantonese or Hakka is required as a minimum. So once they set the requirement of skill set, other than being an electrical engineer, they only open the advertisement, and this time, they found or not this particular skill set, it is more they could say better exposure in order to get candidate using JobStreet rather than LinkedIn, because previously they have done with other staff advertisement through LinkedIn, but the quality of candidate they got could say below bar compared to JobStreet. Then once they have shortlisted, for example, some of them when the company released the advertisement, they can receive up to 50 to 100 candidates applying, so they do first out filtering. Once Encik Fazli as managing partner from the company has shortlisted at least 5 candidates, he will contact 3 to 5 of them to engage them, listen to their experiences, and then select 1 or 2 for interviews. Lastly, they decide on a second interview with the management director after they have interviewed 1 or 2 candidates.
Next, staffing flows. First, make the job more attractive. If a large number of candidates read your job posting but do not apply, it's time to reconsider your job description. It's challenging enough to attract top people to your job's advertising, but losing them due to poor writing is simply bad business. First impressions are important in a candidate-centric market. HR department must appeal to prospects in the same way that marketers do customer. Job posting must be interesting. When possible, use graphic or videos in addition to innovative text. Second, enhancing candidate experience. Candidate experience is frequently overlooked in the recruitment process, resulting in significant long-term consequences. Recruiters must respect a candidate's time as much as they respect their own. For the candidate, the application procedure should be straightforward and speedy. If they want candidate to answer particular questions, they should be brief, to the point, and relevant to the application. A long application process will simply discourage candidates from applying. Additionally, keeping candidates informed of their employment status is an excellent way to optimize the recruiting and selection process. Not only should a candidate be informed when an offer is made, but it is also a good practice to inform the candidates when an offer is rejected. Even if candidate is not suited for a certain post now, he may be a candidate for another one in the future.
Staffing strategies is a method of filling other, more specialized positions with temporary workers while maintaining a small core of permanent workers. Planning ahead to meet future staffing needs is necessary for HR director and managers to prevent situations where a lack of workers in particular job categories might result in a poor performance at the corporate level. It is a process that identifies and deals with how strategic and operational strategies will affect staffing. This is the example of staffing strategies used by Mpower by Mestron Energy Sdn Bhd. The first strategy that was used by the company they determined the requirement need for staff and employee. The company must be aware of the knowledge, expertise and resources needed to meet its objective. In order for the business to fulfill the preset goal in the proper manner with 100% commitment of manpower, it is crucial that every single employee obtain the appropriate position within the organization in order to obtain the appropriate job. So I think it is safe to say that staffing is very crucial in terms of every commercial organization. For the second strategy, the company has set objective. Company establish goal and objective to assist in decision making. This enables company to choose what should be their primary emphasis. Goal help to convey the direction the company is aiming to take the important stakeholder like workers and investors. They could be more inclined to support new initiative as a result. This objective may also inspire workers, motivating them to put in more effort and help them to succeed. The establishment of goals and objectives also enable the establishment of targets that may be used to gauge development. The last strategy is that they invest in training and development. An employee must go through growth training after being employed. Even highly skilled applicants need to go through some sort of training to fully comprehend the demands of the job and align themselves with the company's vision. Not only that, but team members may become closer if the company provides them chances to learn new things, develop their talent, and broaden their knowledge. In this training and development workshop, they will work together to overcome some difficulties. By cooperating with colleagues who have particular areas of expertise, they may also rely on one another for a variety of learning possibilities. Peer cooperation is really their favorite mode of learning, according to research. In addition to creating more well-rounded staff, the connection can increase engagement and retention rate.
To improving talent recruitment and selection practice from management and administration sides, the first one that need to do is change management. When executing organizational change, a company's method is known as change management. It entails the use of information, resources, and technologies to aid in the shift. Change management aids in the implementation and management of change. It also prepares and supports employees and organizations in their efforts to adapt to change. Change management strategies include developing a plan for requesting a change, reacting to requests for it, and following up as needed. A change management process is only effective if it takes into account the effects of a transition or transformation on workers, processes, and systems. A successful change management process creates adaptations for the needs of the organization and training people to apply the changes in their responsibilities. Then they also need to control the budget. Budget planning is creating a budget for many aspects of a company's operations, such as production, sales, and so on. Budget coordination is working with many departments within a corporation to develop the budget. When developing a manufacturing budget, for example, the manager speaks with the buy manager about available raw materials and the sales manager about sales estimates. Companies can use budget control to check if their budget is fulfilling expectations. It is comparing the actual performance of a company's aim to the budgeted performance to determine whether resources are being spent on activities that generate a return on investment. If it isn't, they can take the appropriate corrective action to avoid additional resource waste. Companies can reduce costs through budget control by monitoring production and removing superfluous expenses. And the last one is setting standards. Every organization has its own set of values, beliefs, and performance criteria, which are referred to as company standards. Standards serve as recommendations for how a corporation should respond in a specific situation. There are also management systems, performance, quality, and safety norms. Based on these principles, employees, clients, and consumers may build a judgment about their organization. When developing business standards, it is critical to match them with the company's vision and objectives and to involve employees so that everyone represents the brand. To establish corporate standards, begin by establishing your organization's values, acceptable and unacceptable behavior, and the laws and regulations that govern the company. It is critical that your employees understand these principles and the importance of adhering to them.
In conclusion, I think it is safe to say that everyone would agree that a company should invest in its employee by implementing training and development program. Children require ongoing parental attention until they are able to sustain themselves. This is true from the moment they are born. Due to the constant change in working procedures and the quickening pace of technological advancement, training is still important even when an organization was formed by the society. In order to support employees' ongoing personal growth, training is provided. Employees at a company are anticipated to develop continuously. If a company routinely provides its personnel with the most up-to-date training, it will definitely achieve more success. The development of employee is seen as a growth strategy in any firm. It has been adopted by the company in an effort to reduce the skill gap between available opportunities and ability. Unquestionably, this training program improves a worker's skill set, productivity, efficiency, and opportunity for career growth. Skill, knowledge, and attitude are the cornerstones for efficient company operation, employing an organization's human resource. The effectiveness of this foundation is usually reduced, though, by a lack of an effective training program. Increased investment in employee development will definitely increase the company value of its human resources. Enhancing personnel competencies can boost organizational capacities. As a result, there will fewer levels between the top and bottom employee, and the organizational structure will become flatter.